Hey, it's Stephanie with the Stephanie O Show, and we're here on 103.9 FM, and what a beautiful day it is out. Finally, we have a nice day, because the weather has just been awful here, and it makes me so happy when we have a beautiful day. I have guests in my studio. It's just wonderful. Anyway, remember, we also stream live on the internet on linewsradio.com. Because people always ask me, they say, listen, we're not in your radio area. How do we listen to the show? We are live, streaming live. So please, go on your computer. It's very simple. Go to linewsradio.com. You'll see a button to click on, and you'll hear it live streaming. So make sure you don't miss the show. Also, there is an app. If you want to hear it on your phone, there is an app for the phone. So make sure you download the app, go to the App Store, to LI News Radio. It's one word. Anyway, I hope everyone had an amazing week. I spent the week at graduations. And when I say graduations, I mean graduations. Listen, when you have 8 kids, every year it's always more than one graduation. It's just a matter of how many more than one. I always say to myself, geez, I hope nothing comes on the same day. And every year so far, I've been very lucky. They've all been on different days. This year, I had 3 graduations. I've been to 2. I spent my week trying to plan out which graduation, where am I going, where am I staying, because I went to my son's graduation in Miami, and I have to toot my own horn a little bit. I am the proud mother now of a doctor, Dr. Stephen Ovadia, M.D., who is a resident in plastic surgery at Jackson Memorial Hospital in Miami. I also went to my son Danny Ovadia's graduation from college, and Danny will be heading off to Cornell Law School. So I'm very excited. My kids really make me very, very proud, and I'm proud of all 8 of them. I know I haven't mentioned the others, and I will as your graduations come up. I can't sit here and mention everybody, but I do want to say that I'm very proud of all my children. So that's the end of my proud mom moment. Today's show I consider to be very serious and something all parents should be listening to and aware of, the drug epidemic. Because not only is there a drug epidemic here on Long Island, because all you have to do is pick up Newsday or any other local paper here on Long Island, and all you do is read about drugs, the epidemic, our children dying, how we should stop this, what we can do to prevent this. And, you know, we're working on it, but not an easy thing. And it makes no difference whether you're from a rich Hollywood celebrity background or just a typical Long Island high school student. The lifestyle finds and affects everyone, regardless. You know, today's guests include Courtney Semmel, who I know you've heard of her and you've read about her, but she's the former socialite party girl who decided it was finally time to get it together. Her story's amazing. She went back to school. She obtained her master's degree in clinical psychology, specializing in teens and young adults with an addiction and behavioral issues. She currently has a practice in LA, and she's going to tell you all about the things she's doing. She has so much going on and so many exciting things happening, but I'm going to let her tell you all about it. Also, here in our studio, and I'm looking right at her, is Alexandra Tucci and her mom, Monique Tucci. Now, I have to draw this picture for you because we're on radio, so it's hard to play this for you, but you have to understand, this girl sitting in front of me is absolutely beautiful. And I told her even that I felt like we should be talking about her on the cover of some glamour magazine. Instead, we're talking about a young girl who's from an amazing family who fell victim to heroin and its relentless addiction. She's been heroin-free for a year, and she's here to tell you her story, and her mom is here because there is no way. It was hard for me to even talk to her and look at her because I can't talk about heroin and look at you. And I think that's because of my generation. Like I said to you, we think of heroin as that guy laying in an alley in Manhattan with a belt tied around his arm, with a needle jabbed in his arm, you know, face sucked in, very thin, and just laying there in an alleyway. I don't think of somebody with long dark hair, with a beautiful smile, with a gorgeous face, sitting here in front of me. You're not heroin. But, you know, like I said, it's affecting everyone. And also, we have on the amazing co-host, Adrian Schwartz of Life and Style magazine, In Touch magazine, and Closer magazine. Formerly of Star Magazine. But now, she's the big muckety-muck at these other magazines, also known as the bureau chief. Now, I'm not sure if we're having technical problems today or if we're good, but Adrian, are you there? Adrian? No Adrian yet. We are having technical problems, so I hope they'll be fixed and we'll be able to listen to Adrian and Courtney. But for the time, let's talk to Alexandra.
How are you? Thank you so much for having me today. I'm very happy to be here and be part of a serious topic of heroin. It's an epidemic going around right now. So it's a really serious issue that we all need to discuss and parents need to be aware of.
Well, you know what? I asked you before because you look at you and you don't speak heroin to me. I said it's hard for me to look at you and think heroin.
Well, like you said, it doesn't matter where you come from, what you look like. A lot of people can be battling issues that you have no idea about.
How did it start?
For me, it started off with pills. I was taking them for a few years, and when that high wasn't enough, I went to heroin. I was chasing a high.
You were just chasing a high.
I was chasing a high.
When did you realize that you were addicted?
I realized I was addicted when I couldn't even get out of bed in the morning. I physically needed the heroin to get out of the bed in the morning.
But you said you were functional. Like you were not the guy I
Yes.
described in the alley. But you know what? That's what comes up in my head. When I think of heroin, I think of that guy in the alley.
I was a functioning addict, yeah.
What is a functioning addict?
To me, it was getting my fix for the day and then going to school, going to work. I was doing every normal, everyday activities while being high.
And you just got through everything. You got through school.
Got through my day.
You got through your day.
Yeah.
When did it start crumbling? At what point did you realize and you said to yourself, Alexandra, there's a problem here?
When I did the unthinkable, I stole from my parents.
And I know, like, when you said stole from your parents, I thought to myself, all right, well, she went in her mom's pocketbook, took a couple of dollars. But that's not what you did.
No, I went into my parents' safe, and I wiped it clean. And I pawned their jewelry. To the people who love me so much and are always there for me, I hurt them in more ways than anybody can imagine.
Well, I happen to know your parents, and never would I have thought that this was you either, because they are lovely, lovely people. But like you said, it can be anyone.
It could be anyone. It could happen to anyone.
Adrienne, are you with us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Courtney?
Yes, hello.
Hi, how are you? I hope you were able to hear part of the show. And so you know, I have Alexandra here and her mother Monique. And Alexandra had a rough couple of years with drugs and heroin and has now been clean for a year.
Congratulations, Alexandra.
Thank you.
How does it feel?
It feels amazing.
How does it feel?
And as I said, Alexandra, if you looked at her, she looks like she should be on the cover of Vogue. The most stunning, gorgeous girl I have ever seen. You would never, and I know I'm stereotyping, you'd never think this.
Well, you know, and it happens to all walks of life. I mean, it just proves she has her mom's support. Her mom's with her.
Yes.
She's obviously from a family that's there for her, so it can happen to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is.
Addiction takes the beauty out of everyone, and that's just a fact. And
Yep.
it takes a person to want to find that again and want to face it, is really what it comes down to. I'm curious to know, Alexandra, what finally made you look at yourself and say, I don't want to live this way anymore?
I felt that way, as I said before, when my parents had put me in jail when I stole from them. That right there was my rock bottom.
Oh, I don't know if we talked about that. I did not bring that into the story yet. Her
Yeah,
parents.
please tell us stuff. That's an interesting
Why don't you
story.
tell
It takes
us?
a lot for a parent.
Right. And these are parents you would not expect this. I have her mom sitting right here. I mean, these are.
It was a big. Hi, how are you? It was a big decision, but I know I made the right one because I know my daughter would not be sitting here today. I'd be burying her.
Which is something no parent wants to do for their child at all.
You took the tough-love approach, which is, I'd be clapping for you if
I appreciate it. I got some parents said to me, "How did you do it?" I just had me and my husband just looked at each other, and I said, "We have to do it. There's no other choice." First of all, she was old enough not to even want to go into rehab. I don't know if I would even be able to get her to go. This way, if she got locked up, she had to go.
I had no choice from
So
there.
what happened? Did you go how long were you in for?
I was there for a night, and that night
In
changed
jail.
my life.
Well, tell her why your parents locked you up. She went into their safe and she stole jewelry and heirlooms that were in the family for many, many years. She stole Rolex watches and very
A
significant.
lot of prized possessions that they had.
A lot of their prized possessions, which were in their safe. She went in. How did you have a key to the safe?
I have a safe in my room as well. And ironically enough, my key opens up
My
her
safe.
safe.
We never knew that. Well, we found out.
Wow.
Yes.
In a way, it was my cry for help. I couldn't tell my parents that I was a heroin addict. I couldn't even admit it to myself. But I knew if I had taken a big leap and done something that they would have noticed, then they would come to me. And they would approach the situation. And they saved my life. My parents saved my life.
How did it start? How did it start? Because, you know, everyone has to do something the first time. And did you think that it could ever lead to being addicted?
No.
I mean, we hear that, but everyone says that about a lot of things, you know? So
It
what
started
did you
with the
think?
pills.
How did
I started with the pills. You know, as everyone else starts, they want to fit in. They want to try different things. We want to be a product of our environment. So I tried the pills, and right from then and there, it led me to the heroin, and it took me one time to do, and that was it. I was hooked.
Wow.
It had a hold on me.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
Courtney's seen this a lot, right, Courtney? I mean, you've seen this a lot. You said you've seen people getting off of it. It's the most hellacious sight ever.
Yeah, heroin and benzos are the hardest thing to kick. And I've watched many people withdraw from it. They're lucky that Suboxone even exists. Were you on Suboxone when how did you withdraw in jail, or how did you do it?
I did it a little bit in jail, and I did the Suboxone, but it was the worst feeling. I felt the tenseness in my legs. I felt nauseous and dizzy all the time. It's something that I never wish upon anybody, ever.
Courtney, let me
Were
ask
you scared?
Go ahead. Go ahead. I was going to
No, I
ask
just
you,
wanted
how
to
did
know
I just wanted to ask you, I know you have turned yourself around and you are helping other people. How did that come about?
Well, I have been escaping from my life for years and years and years, because escaping it, whether it was partying with cocaine, no matter what it was, self-destructing in some way to escape from actually living my life, I, hated myself. That's the honest. I didn't know who I was. You know, that age, during that age, you're trying to figure out who you are and what is your purpose in life. And I was just kind of running away from it because I didn't know what to do with it, not wanting to face my actual life. And, when I lost everything, meaning that my parents took the tough love approach and cut me off and got rid of everything in my life. And then I lost the love of my life, passed away. I realized, I could keep going down the road of self-destructing, or I can turn my life around. And the one thing I did take from AA is the serenity prayer. Like, there was nothing I could do to bring her back. But
Right.
what I could do was change my own life. And the moment I started on that path, because I still wasn't, obviously after you go through a loss like that, I wasn't sober. I was using pot to cope with it, and I didn't know how to sleep at night, and that became my sleeping aid, and every night that's what I did to put myself to sleep. And eventually I, had just kept going and moving forward and decided to face life, and was back in school, and all of a sudden I was found my purpose, I was on my path, and it didn't interest me anymore. So it was like I didn't want to go to parties, I didn't want to drink, it just kind of went away. And I'd been to treatment 10 times.
Wow.
From 18 to 25. And it just, and I just found that once I became addicted to living, I no longer needed to escape.
I agree with you there.
And I think for me, the fear was actually, I was too scared to see what would that other life look like. I didn't even give myself a chance to see what that other life would look like. So it's been interesting now being on the other side of it and, listening to other young adults and teens going through the same thing. It starts with it's something fun, and then you just want to numb yourself out. And the addiction, it's an addiction of the brain, and you get addicted to these chemicals and the ritual and the whole thing, and it takes over you, and you do hurt the ones that are closest to you, but that is also a way to ask for help. You know?
Yeah, I think that's
It's true. Yeah, I mean, I think that, you don't want to say you're lucky, but you are. Because you've done this, and it's over with. There are people who are heroin addicts their entire life, and they can't even cope. But they stay on it. I mean, it can either kill you or it literally just kills the life that you have.
And
that works with all drugs.
Yes.
And your whole family is part of this tragedy. You know? It makes
Everyone gets destroyed. It's a family disease. It is not just the person going through it, yes, but it affects everyone around them.
Yeah, I can't even imagine the pain that I put my parents through.
Yeah, it was a lot, but I couldn't turn my back on her. I had to listen. I always believe in second chances, and she got it, and I knew she could beat it. I knew she could. I knew she's stronger than than she knows.
I wanted it that bad enough. I wanted to beat it.
Did you take the tough love approach?
Absolutely. We sent her to rehab. Well, she had to go because she was on probation and she had to be drug tested. We got her into a program in, I believe, where'd you go?
Garrison, New York?
Yeah. She was there for a month. She called me up then, and I don't think she was that happy there, and she promised me she was going to go to outpatient, which she did. And you did that for what, another 3 months?
Longer than that.
Longer?
I did it for a while, and those months were the best moments of my life. I learned a lot from the other people around me, other addicts, hearing their stories. I knew I didn't want to go back to this lifestyle anymore. I can't do it, and I will not let myself again.
What did you change in your life when you got out?
What did I change in my life? I changed myself around. I was a person who, I looked at myself in the mirror and I just didn't know who I was looking at anymore. I lost myself. I literally lost the essence of me from doing all the drugs, and I don't want to be that person anymore.
Were there any friends that also did the same, that was sort of downward spiraled, or did anyone reach out to try to help, or was everyone sort of in the same boat? Did you have a friend you did this with?
Yes, I was doing this with an ex of mine, but a lot of people in my town were doing this. It was an epidemic. It still is. It's a very serious matter.
Were you shooting or smoking?
I never shot it. I was snorting it.
So they're snorting it.
Yeah.
But, I had asked her about, because I know nothing about any of this, unfortunately, or I should say fortunately, but I'm unfortunate as far as I need to ask you every question, even minor questions such as how you buy it, where you buy it.
You find people around. You find kids around town who are into the same thing as you. They all help each other out, and the dealers don't care about you. They care about the money. So they will keep supplying you as long as you keep coming back. And that's
It's
what heroin
easy,
is.
right? It's pretty easy to get.
Oh, yeah. That's what's scary. That's the scary part about all this. Kids in high school are doing it. Younger girls are doing it. Some people are turning to prostitution. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. Once you get sucked into this, you're in.
Because she was telling me that she was spending $130 a day. And that's a lot of
That is
money
a lot of money.
for a young girl of,
my.
16, 17?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Well, your tolerance goes up.
Yeah.
And eventually you have to keep doing more to get the same high, and that's the problem. It continues to escalate, which is...
How were you going to school? What were you doing during the day, or was it just all the time you were doing drugs and everything else was lost?
I was using every day, going to school, going to work. I was doing normal everyday activities while being high.
As a high school student.
Oh, my God.
And she was living in my house, and I had no clue because I didn't know what the signs were. I had no idea what to look for. The only thing...
What are the signs? What are they for parents that are listening?
I found the signs to be she kept throwing up. It affects your stomach somehow, and I kept asking her, I'm like, Alexandra, do you have to go to the doctor? You keep throwing up. Are you okay? I thought she had an eating disorder. And she would be like, oh, I'm fine. And she also walked everywhere with her pocketbook. She would not leave her pocketbook. She took it to the bathroom, anywhere she went. And then finally I started, and this was she was living in my house, and I had no clue. It's a scary thing for parents, but when you see a little something off, you have to question your kids.
Yes.
If you have to go into their rooms and go through their stuff, I don't care. Do it.
this is for any parent out there. If you have that gut feeling that your child is doing something, don't be afraid to get on their bad side. Say something. This could be the last time you can say something. No parent wants to bury their child.
And if they're living under your roof, you make the rules.
Exactly. She was locking her door. That was another thing, and I wasn't thrilled with her, her doing that. And I would fight her, but she would fight me back. That's the problem. You couldn't talk to her when she was on this. She was like a beast. She would yell at me, scream at me. I didn't know what to do, and I would be like, all right. So I would back off, knowing something was going on. And it took us to have her locked up for her to really wake up and see that I was.
Thank you for that.
Take us back to that night that she was locked up.
Well, it was actually early in the morning. My husband and I were going to go on a vacation, and we needed our passports. And I went to open up my safe, and everything was gone. I looked at my husband. I'm like, my God, we were robbed. And the first thing I did was go to blame my son. And I feel bad now because the poor kid, he was innocent, but I never thought my young daughter would be doing this. And it's like every piece of jewelry that meant something to me. Money was missing. I'm sure she used to go in my wallet, and I'd find hundreds missing and 20s. And we called the cops, and they dusted for fingerprints on, they were looking for somebody that broke into my house during the night. And I said, that's impossible. I would have heard something. It was in my bedroom. And then finally I called all my kids together, and I put 2 and 2 together, and we found out it was Alexandra.
And was that when you recognized that she had a heroin problem?
No, I didn't know until the next day when I bailed her out of jail. We let her stay overnight in jail, and I bailed her out, and I was with a friend of mine, and he finally got her to confess outside of the courtroom what she was on, and I almost collapsed in the courtroom because I had no idea. Heroin, I never did a drug in my life, and to hear that my baby was doing this.
This is Stephanie with the Stephanie O Show, 103.9. We need to take a break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Hi, this is Dr. Ron Sinaga from the Sunrise Wellness Center. Are you suffering from fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, autoimmune conditions, or just poor health? Please join us Saturday mornings at 9:30 a.m. on Long Island News Radio for our natural healing and wellness show. You can do more than treat. You can heal.
The Sloman Shield is more than a home security system. It's a revolutionary way to manage your home. The Sloman Shield first and foremost protects you and your home against burglary, fire, and carbon monoxide. To make your life easier and more secure, we also offer a variety of options to help you monitor what is happening in your home. This system is completely customizable to your needs and offers a vast selection of features to choose from. Whether you're at work, at the gym, or on vacation, the Sloman Shield makes it easy to manage your home security. This system has the ability to alert you when someone enters your home or if your alarm is triggered. With the Sloman's mobile application, you have the ability to control your alarm system and see what is happening in real time. Perfect for on-the-go checkups throughout the day. Call today to get your free home security system at 1-800-ALARM-ME. All we ask is that you use Sloman Central Station monitoring for 5 years starting at $29.95 per month. Trust the Sloman Shield. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME to begin a smarter, safer, and more convenient way of life. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Buy your Honda certified used car in a new car setting at Nardi Honda Smithtown. Get low prices and a better buying experience. Take advantage of almost 50 years of experience from Long Island's oldest Honda dealer, Nardi Honda Smithtown. Nardi Honda Smithtown. Nardi Honda stands the test of time. Find your certified used Honda at nardihonda.com.
Hi, I'm Ray Manzoni, licensed real estate broker and host of Guaranteed Sold with Ray Manzoni. Learn more about selling and buying every Sunday afternoon at 1. Need to sell now? Call 631-928-1188 or visit GuaranteedSoldWithRay.com.
Live from the Sloman Studio at Long Island MacArthur Airport's Broadcast Center. Sloman's, the trusted provider of home security services. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME to find out how you can get the Sloman Shield for free. WRCN Riverhead,
Islip,
Brookhaven,
Southampton.
This is 103.9 LI News Radio.
This is George Romano with a 103.9 LI News update. Officials said 38-year-old Alex Medina of Wyandanch has been identified as the pedestrian who was struck by a taxi in Copiague early Saturday morning. According According to police, Medina was attempting to cross Great Neck Road when he was struck by a southbound Sunset Airport and Limousine service taxi driven by Robert Miller. The 52-year-old Miller of Lindenhurst was not injured. A house fire in East Farmingdale broke out around 4 a.m. Sunday morning. It took 6 departments about an hour to finally put out the blaze. No injuries were reported, and the cause is being investigated. A deadly force review board has been created by the Nassau Police Department to analyze all police shootings and other incidents where officers use deadly force. The 5-member review board will re-examine every investigation by the existing Nassau Deadly Force Response Team to determine if its officers involved complied with department policy and whether disciplinary action should be taken. Memorial Day weekend will be the opening of a new outdoor food court at Jones Beach. Being built on the site of an old restaurant at the park's entrance, the food court called Schmorges Bar will feature food, beverages, a dining area, and even ping pong and horseshoes. In sports, the Rangers with a big win 7-2 over the Canadians in the first round of the Eastern Finals. Center Brian Boyle said their first goal by Martin St. Louis was a big one.
That was huge. We were excited, not too excited. We tried to keep going, keep playing, and stick to what we needed to do that we thought was going to make us have success tonight. We did a pretty good job of that.
Yanks beat the Pirates 7-1. Mets with a win over the Nationals 5-2. And California Chrome came in first place at the Preakness on Saturday. Listen to Long Island's own Sean Hannity from 3 to 6 right here every weekday afternoon. I'm George Romano for 103.9 LI News Radio.
From ABC News, I'm Daniela Vellante. All evacuation orders in San Diego County have been lifted. Firefighters have now gained the upper hand on the remaining wildfires. While he's happy to be home, this evacuee is concerned.
Everybody knows when you're living out here, you're living in a tinderbox. So you're very conscious of, of fire and the danger of it. So when these things came up, and one after another, it really is a question as to where these things all started in the first place.
California Governor Jerry Brown on ABC's This Week says they are preparing for a long fire season.
We're in the third year of a very dry season. We're getting ready for the worst.
His warning is being backed up by scientists and federal and international reports in the last 3 months. Historic flooding in the Balkans creating a potentially deadly situation. More than 20,000 unexploded landmines left over from the Bosnian War have been disturbed by landslides. ABC's Dragana Jovanovic is in Belgrade.
Everything looks like a huge muddy lake. Everything. Everything is flooded. And in Bosnia, 1/4 of Bosnian population has been affected by it. So it's like over 1 million people were affected.
Mine hunting scouts will be dispatched tomorrow to locate the explosives. It seems there's a chance California Chrome, the winner of the Kentucky Derby and Preakness Stakes, might miss the last leg of the Triple Crown, the Belmont Stakes, if officials don't allow him to wear a nasal strip. Moviegoers fled a theater in Virginia during a midnight screening of Godzilla. No, it wasn't the monster that scared them, but a small explosion. Turned out someone set off 2 soda bottle chemical devices near the entrances of 2 theaters inside the complex, panicking thousands of patrons who heard the loud popping sounds. Well, after 60 years, Godzilla is still king of the box office. It made $93 million its first weekend, smashing estimates. Only Captain America made more. This is ABC News.
The hottest deals of Deers.
LI News Radio traffic.
Scanning Suffolk County roadways this Sunday with this report sponsored by SpeedCounts.com. We begin on the LIE. Things looking pretty good on the eastbound side. Westbound still dealing with some construction. Westbound as you make your way between Ocean Avenue and Deer Park Avenue. We do have the HOV lane and the left lane shut down, and they will be shut down till about 6 p.m. Other than that, things are looking okay. We've got our usual stop-and-go traffic on Nichols Road through Stony Brook, both northbound and southbound. Sunrise Highway Service Road westbound into Route 111, Islip Avenue and Islip. Going to bunch up there a bit as well. Is your computer slow? Get a free computer diagnosis and activate SpeedCounts.com software to remove computer viruses, junk files, and clutter that slow down your computer. Visit SpeedCounts.com. I'm Brian Britton on 103.9 LI News Radio.
LI News Radio weather.
Wrapping up the weekend with partly cloudy skies, winds diminishing, low tonight 46. Tomorrow mostly sunny, a slight chance of late afternoon showers and thunderstorms 69. Tuesday all sunshine, high of 69. Meteorologist John Weatherby on 103.9 LI News Radio.
Westbury Toyota has expanded their dealership for a more luxurious customer experience. We treat our customers like family. The home of the 7,000 2014.5 Camry LE with backup camera. Drive away with one now, and also check out deals on all other in-stock vehicles available now at the same low cost as the dealer. Call or visit Westbury Toyota for this Memorial Day special celebration. Only $7,000, and that includes your taxes. That's only $7,000 with backup camera and your taxes included on the 2014.5 Camry LE. Call 877-403-9970 to reserve your 2014.5 Camry LE today. This offer is so good, I'm telling you twice. Call or stop in now for this unbelievable offer from Westbury Toyota. The new showroom is open and luxurious. Come by now and be the first ones to drive off in a 2014.5 Camry LE with backup camera. Only $7,000, taxes included. 877-403-9970. Stop in and become a part of the Westbury Toyota family.
Having a party and need ice? Call Long Island Ice and Fuel at 631-727-3010 for all your ice needs. Long Island Ice comes in the attractive red bag and is produced from pure filtered water, so it never changes the taste of your favorite beverage. It only makes it colder. Since 1880, Long Islanders have trusted Long Island Ice because Long Island Ice is trustworthy and reliable. Our products have 6 generations of experience behind them, produced in our new state-of-the-art facility. Once you try our superior service and premium products, you will be convinced. The next time you're entertaining, make sure it's Long Island Ice. Our red bags can be found in your favorite 7-Eleven, beer distributors, convenience stores, and thousands of locations throughout Long Island. And we're open to the public for pickup at 656 West Main Street in Riverhead. For more information, call 631-727-3010 or check us out on the web, icefuelli.com.
Stephanie with the Stephanie O Show, and we're back on 103.9 FM LI News Radio. We're here with Courtney Simmel, the former socialite party girl who decided it was finally time to get it together. Her story's amazing, and she's amazing. And Courtney, we want to hear more about you. We're also here with Alexandra Tucci. Like I said, the most gorgeous girl you have ever seen. You would never in your life expect that there's anything amiss in her life. And she's had a rough road with heroin. So we're back late. And, of course, Adrienne Schwartz, best co-host there is. Adrienne, you with me?
I'm here. We're here.
Yeah, okay.
Hi.
So, you know, Courtney, I was looking over all your things that you're doing now, and it's amazing what you're doing, basically to give back and to help people who really are sort of in the same situation you were in. How?
Full circle, right?
What's that? I'm sorry.
It's a full circle.
It is a full circle. Now, I read that you created a 10-week group therapy program called Life RX. Tell me about it.
Yeah. Well, I was just kind of sick of going to all these treatment centers, and every time I went to treatment, no matter where I was, whether it was Texas or Oklahoma or Arizona, I was learning the exact same information. It was like I could literally reiterate everything that was being taught to me. And some of the tools were amazing, and I took them with me, but what I decided was is every time I went to treatment, I would leave, and 30 days later, or even a week later, I would relapse.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what is the common denominator here? And what I realized is that I was learning the same thing every single time. They were focused on teaching me about abstinence and teaching me CBT. It was the same lessons over and over again. No one was focusing on the future with me. Nobody, the aftercare plan was, here is a therapist in your city, and here is a list of AA meetings, and those are great tools, but nothing had changed in my life, and nobody was helping me. They were telling me. So what I decided was to create this 10-week group therapy program, which is basically, what is that future life that you see for yourself, and how can I help you get there? And it's more about creating a life, like I said, because I just kept wanting to escape from my life. The life I was living was not making me happy. So how do I create a life that I want to live so I can become addicted to living instead of addicted to dying to escape my life? And so basically this 10-week group, that is what I teach them to do. Create that life and show them how to get there.
You know, it's interesting because
Wow.
if you look up your life, and I looked you up and I read about you, it seemed like you led the life, the Hollywood celebrity, socialite sort of life that people are, you know, the normal person is probably very jealous of, saying, wow, look at this life this girl leads. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that was part of, do you think that was part of the whole thing? Like it was just all too much glamour, too much glitz, and, you know, just too much?
Look, everyone dreams of the external things that I may have had. One, I could go to the coolest nightclubs. I'm hanging out with the coolest people. I have money. I can shop. I can do. It's all the external things in my life. But like we started the show off with, it doesn't matter where you come from or how you're brought up. It's like we all have our own inner demons and experiences that have happened in our lives that make us not like ourselves in our lives. I had a lot of self-hatred. It wasn't the things that I had. Yes, there were certain things because you're constantly comparing yourself to others. I mean, Hollywood is the hub where you know, rich and beautiful is what everyone wants to be, and when you're in that, that's what you're comparing yourself to, and that's what you're constantly measuring your self-esteem up to. So there definitely is that element. However, I have the same feelings about myself that any other kid addicted to whatever they're addicted to living in a small town somewhere else would have. And so that was a plus, but I still wasn't happy.
Right.
Well, and also, I think what's interesting is Courtney says it seems that a goal seems to be the big thing that keeps you going. And just when you're in that life, you know, having a goal of just having a good dress to wear that night, or to be hanging out with the right girl or guy, or to go to the right party, that's not a goal.
Right.
Like, that isn't really a goal. And it sounds to me like Courtney's got a system where you want to find out what you really want to be and who you want to grow to be and what education maybe you need to get there, or who you need. You know, it takes work to do that.
Right.
But if you want it enough, you know?
Yeah.
Drugs, relationship, wherever you're putting your focus on, if it's the focus is away from yourself, you are constantly filling a void that's missing. And so
I see Alexandra's shaking her head here.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was my own insecurities that I was running away from.
You were running away from things too.
Oh, I was running away from everything. I was not happy with myself. I was not happy with myself. I was depressed all the time. I was looking for an escape. So for the time being, using drugs are my solution. That ended up being my biggest problem, which now I have to face with every single day.
Because she has physical ailments which were caused by the drugs too.
Oh yeah, I got a hiatal hernia. I got an ulcer because of throwing up all the time. The drug made me so sick, and yet I kept doing it.
Wow.
Yep.
Isn't that unbelievable? And you continue to do it.
I continue to do it.
So you never really, I mean, you constantly have to deal with that with every time you eat a meal in life.
Yeah, I have to be careful with everything.
So you have a constant reminder, which maybe isn't so terrible.
No, you're right. It's not. It makes me want to push forward more and more. It makes me never want to turn back to what I used to do.
Plus, you were telling me that you've lost a lot of friends. In fact, you've lost how many friends? 8 friends?
I lost 8 friends from this last November until May 3rd. May 3rd was one of the last people I lost so far. All to heroin, all to overdosing.
All young
You
kids.
lost 8 friends dying from heroin?
Yep. Yes, I did.
Yes, it's very, very bad in Nassau County.
It's very bad.
Were these kids you went to school with?
Some, yeah. Some I went to school with, and some I just knew as acquaintances. But it all happened. They all, some of them relapsed, and some of them, I guess, got a bad batch, and they just passed away.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I'd heard about this. We talked about this, didn't we?
Right. We had another show where we were talking about bad heroin. I know here in New York there's been a lot of it.
It's everywhere.
Wow. Well, Courtney's lost a lot of friends to drugs.
Yeah.
Courtney and I were talking during the commercial.
Right.
They are not lying. when they say, and I will tell every kid this and every parent this, drugs and alcohol lead you to 3 places in your life: jail, institutions, and death, and it is not a joke. And I used to sit there, and I'm sure hundreds of others saying, oh, that'll never be me. I'm never going to be, I'll never lose everything. So think about somebody like me who did have all of the things that everyone kind of dreams to have. It's like, that's not going to save anyone. Because at the end of the day, if you don't learn your lesson, eventually you're going to take that one hit that might push you over the edge. I have seen it. We've seen it. I'm based on how many celebrities have we lost within the past year or two.
That's right. That's right. I didn't even think about that.
So many. Yeah, there's just this year we have seen, there's probably at least 10 that have either been in treatment for addiction, have gone to jail for addiction, or have passed away from addiction. And a lot of
those are the ones we know, Courtney. There's millions nobody even knows about that go off for help.
Right.
But what do we do?
I'm only using celebrities as an example because that's all of us, because it's world news that we know, but we don't know about unless there was a poll somewhere.
You know what? Talking about that, it's interesting because for the past, couple years before Amy Winehouse died, how many years was it that people kept saying, this woman's not going to make it. She's not going to make it. Why didn't anyone help her?
Well, I think that what happened is I can sort of tell you a little bit about that, and I think Courtney might agree. I have noticed that everybody wants to say yes, yes, yes to celebrities. And I don't mean to bring up Lindsay Lohan, but people say yes, yes, yes. There's too many people around that will support the habit of the person who's addicted because they want to hang out with them, go to a club with them.
Yeah, they enable them.
With them. They enable them.
Yeah, that is true.
And, they want to be that friend that does what they say so that they can hang out with them. And I can tell you, the celebrities that are addicted to drugs will cut off, and probably everybody else too, but will cut off those people that aren't going to let them do it and aren't going to support them in their drug habit. And so then people are like, oh, I want to hang out. I mean, it becomes a really vicious cycle.
That is true. I never thought about that. But if you don't like what they're doing, they'll just get rid of you. And there's 20 million other hanger-oners that'll have just as much fun.
Exactly.
Yeah. When it comes to celebrities, yes. But at the same time, celebrity or non-celebrity, the answer is if you don't want it and you're not looking to want to change your life, it doesn't matter how many times like Alexandra's lucky, Monique, that you did the tough love approach and it actually worked. Because I was saying,
Courtney, we're going to be back in a moment. We have to go for a 1-minute break. It's Stephanie with the Stephanie O Show. We'll be right back.
Gold Bond presents Shaquille O'Neal.
So I'm hanging out with my Gold Bond buddies, and they're like, Shaq, great job with the Gold Bond powder spray. People love it. So I'm soaking in the good vibes, kicking off my shoes. Next thing I know, they're coming out with a new foot powder spray. Boom. Shaq strikes again.
Gold Bond No Mess Powder Spray cools and refreshes your body. And new Gold Bond Foot Powder Spray has 2 times the odor-absorbing powders to do the same for your feet.
Stay cool with Gold Bond.
Hi, this is Craig Ferrantino, president of Craig James Financial Services in Melville and host of It's All About Retirement. Join me each and every Saturday morning at 10:30. Any questions regarding retirement in the meantime, please give us a call 631-393-2888.
Let me ask you a question. Would you rather have a lifetime warranty from a company that's been in business less than 20 years or a 20-year warranty from a company that's been in business for several lifetimes? Matthews Brothers is America's oldest window manufacturer, and we believe that the value of a warranty is only as strong as the company that's providing it. So look for our Maine-made windows and doors at Better Lumber Yards or on the web at MatthewsBrothers.com. Matthews Brothers with 1 T, America's oldest window manufacturer. Hi there, I'm Noah Merrill Matthews, and I founded the Matthews Brothers Company with my brother Spencer back in 1854. The fine folks up there have named the most beautiful window after me, one that combines the warmth and beauty of wood with the maintenance freedom of vinyl, whatever that is. Yeah, Spencer says he founded Matthews Brothers, but that's because Mom always liked me best. So ask for me by name in Better Lumber Yards or look on something called the web at MatthewsBrothers.com. Matthews Brothers with 1 T, America's oldest window manufacturer.
This is Richard Dolce, Artistic Director from the John Engerman Theater. On behalf of myself and the entire staff, we look forward to sharing Broadway with you every Sunday at noon on 103.9.
Stephanie with the Stephanie O Show. We're back on 103.9 LI News Radio. And my guests today are Courtney Semmel and Alexandra Tucci and her mom, Monique, and we're talking about heroin. And let me tell you, I've learned a lot on this show that I was unaware of, and I think I should be made aware myself as a mom with children. I mean, these are things you should really know. I want to talk about, though, Courtney, I was reading that you had partnered up with some people and that you were coming out with some type of diagnostic treatment center in L.A. Tell us about it.
Yes. I partnered up with actually some really big doctors. I just can't say their names yet because it's up to them to do that. But basically, yes, I'm opening a treatment center. It's dual diagnosis, which is, co-occurring behaviors, psychiatric disorders mixed with addiction, because let's not forget the addiction is the symptom to a bigger problem. And that's the way it shows. And like I said, I've been to so many treatment centers, and the program for the young adults, which would be 18 to 25-year-olds, or even 30 at this point, it didn't work 10 times on me. And therefore, I am opening a treatment center, and I have designed a program for the young adults, which I hope works. And it focuses more on the aftercare than it does. Obviously, there's psychoeducation involved, but the aftercare is kind of where it's at with this program.
I think that's great. I think you're really doing a great job. Are your parents backing you up now?
Yes. Everything kind of, look, it takes the person willing to change and willing to want a better life for themselves. And once you do that, everyone who loves you comes rushing back to want to support you. But it does take time to rebuild trust. I mean, yes. Monique, did it take time for you to rebuild trust?
Yeah, listen, I love her to death, and she knows this. She doesn't have 100% trust yet. I went for therapy after it because I was depressed. I thought maybe I did something wrong as a mother. We have a very close Italian family. She was always around her grandparents, her cousins. I just didn't understand where I went wrong, and then I had to find out it wasn't me. It was what she was going through with school, with her life. And then when she started the drugs, she backed off on me. I tried to talk to her, but we have a very, very good relationship. She tells me everything.
Maybe a little too much, but
that's okay. It's like like I say to parents, you really have to be aware, and you really have to be in your kid's life. Yeah, that's the main thing. You have to know them. Yeah, I'm on top of her now. She's going to be 21 years old, and I don't care. I text her, where are you, where are you going, who are you going to be out with. I make her friends.
No, you're still a child at 21. Yeah. I don't think people realize
But they don't. People think they throw them out at 18, and they think that's okay. All right, they're adults. They're not.
No, it doesn't help. I mean, I'm not that I wish that I had went through this, but I am very lucky I went through this at such a young age, because now I know what I want from life. I know that I want to help people. I want to be the best person that I can be. I don't wish this upon anybody.
Well, I know that we're gonna say some kudos for you, because I know you're going to school now, and you want to be a therapist and help other kids, young adults
with drug and rehabilitation. Yes, I would love to help anybody who.
Oh, well, we should connect you two,
right?
Because Courtney, you said she can come on out. I mean, if you have this program now,
I would love that. I would absolutely love that.
Because that would be a
do you like your life better now?
I love it. Okay. I can actually enjoy life for what it's worth. Without drugs, without feeling the need to get high. I am high on life right now, and it feels incredible.
I was thinking about something, Monique, when you were talking.
Yes.
Courtney, in your program, do they bring the family in also for therapy?
Of course. There's a lot that needs to be healed within the family. There's a lot of the essentials that are in there. All the psychoeducation classes, family healing with the family is a very important element when it comes to the person that is recovering, because and to the family, because like I said, it is a family disease that it affects. It's not just the person going through it. However, the person going through it, the biggest thing, instead of putting all these medications and all these, just teaching them, you know, all this textbook information and the tools that they need to know, we've got to help them create a life that they want to live. So family is a very important part of that. That's your support system. Whether you accept them back in your life or you decide, you know, some, you know, teens are also like, you know what, I thought my parents were going to change, but they're not. But everyone needs to change. It's not just on the person in recovery.
Right. It seems
so
like
Courtney's
it's a
going to have a
family.
website going up soon, right, Courtney?
Yes. Tell us how we reach
Coming
you.
soon. Well, for right now, if you have any questions or if anyone, you know, that's listening needs some help, you can email me at info.CourtneySemmel.com.
Okay.
And that's how you can directly get in touch with me. My site will be up within the month, and it'll explain all my different programs. And also, you can always reach me on Twitter at Courtney Semmel, COURTENAYSEMEL, or on Facebook. Anywhere on social media, I am there and willing to help.
And you guys, congratulations. You know, it's really, we're here talking about success stories, but they're not just success stories. We're talking about people who have had success and are going back to help others have success. And, I mean, that's something
Right.
to be
That's
really proud of.
really success. That's amazing. And
to me, I feel rich from all
you
this.
are rich.
Yes.
You are
And
very
I'm rich. I have my
and
daughter.
Your parents are amazing. Her dad is here also, but he chose not to come in here. Why didn't Dad come
We
in
didn't
here?
allow him to come in. Because he'd be
He'll
talking
take
about
over the whole
himself.
show.
Ah, is that it? His dad is sort of sitting outside.
He's there. He's giving me the eye right now.
Hi, Dad.
Dad, he can hear us because we broadcast. It's interesting. We broadcast in a beautiful studio in an airport. So everybody in the airport is listening to the show as they're shuttling wherever they're going.
I'm a lot closer with everyone now.
She said, that's what she said. She came in and she's like, oh my God, because we have people walking by throughout the whole show and sort of like peeking in, you know, we're like in a glass booth and everybody's like peeking in and some people come by and take pictures. They have no idea what they're taking pictures of.
I do especially want to thank my parents, though, for sticking by me and showing their support. And I can't emphasize this enough. If you're a parent and you see something wrong with your kid, please act on it.
There's some man out there making faces right now.
Uh-oh. Oh, Daddy
my
doesn't
God.
I'm telling you, you have no idea what this is like
I know,
because
Alexandra.
it's a glass booth. So we have a minute left. Alexandra, would you like a parting word here?
I would like to say thank you so much for having me on here. Courtney, it's amazing to hear your story. I'm really proud of you and what you're doing. I think that it's great, and I really hope that you can reach out to someone and help them. I hope I could do the same.
Monique, last words.
Last words. Well, parents, make sure you're on top of your kids and know what they're doing.
Thank you, Courtney.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adrian. Alexandra, I appreciate you coming here and telling your story. Monique, I appreciate you coming here. Stay tuned for the Christopher Hahn Show. Follows this show. He's amazing. Stay tuned.